Good evening, Camaro Bruce here. We're going to do a walkthrough and a startup on this 1977 GS 750. This is a bike I purchased last year. I bought it in a little combination. I also got a equally clean and impressive GS 1000 in 1978. I'll do a walk around on it as well. My friend Neil restored these bikes about 6 years ago for his friend Jim, and they just didn't ride them. They sat, he maintained them and kept them up, but he decided to sell them, and he just gave me a great package deal on the two of them, and I'm really fortunate to own these bikes. My friend Neil is relentless on his work on motorcycles, so there's not a thing missing on this bike. It's completely stock. Everything works on it the way it's supposed to, on the dashboard, inside and out, the brake lights. It's just it's an amazing bike. It has about 10,600 miles. I've put about 500 miles on the bike, and it's been in a few shows and won a few awards with it. Suzuki, this is its first four-cylinder, four-stroke motorcycle. In the early 70s, they were still making a lot of three-cylinder, two-stroke motorcycles, and with Honda and Kawasaki starting out with the four-cylinder, four-stroke, Suzuki joined in and was a bike, if you read about it, that really kept Suzuki making money and keeping their employees the way they needed. They copied a lot of the specs on the engine as far as the overhead valves and the style that they used to engineer the engine. But this bike is just immaculate from top to bottom. I mean, for an old classic bike, this is as good as it gets. Unfortunately, I live on a gravel road for about a little less than a half mile, and it can just be, for my standards on how well I like to keep the motorcycles, it just one cruise to work, or just a nice weekend cruise up and down between the two or three small towns that we go and have lunch at. It creates a lot of work, enjoyable work. I like detailing things, and motorcycles are a challenge to get in every crack and crevice. It has the stock exhaust. Everything is stock on the bike. They did change one thing. If you have any comments on the bikes that I post or questions, please leave a comment. I'm one that will answer all the way. This box right here is supposed to be black, and they decided to chrome it, and I think it's a good addition to the motorcycle. I see a lot of the Suzuki GS 750s of these years on some walk-arounds and startups. They get a lot of attention as far as views and stuff, but I have a 78 750, but with this being the first year they made it, this is a special bike, and to have it in this condition is really, I'm very fortunate to have found this, and like I said, obviously Neil is relentless on how he's meticulous about every screw, the carburetor settings, and the bike's very cold-blooded. I've warmed it up, and it runs like it's supposed to. Not a powerhouse, but just a pleasure to cruise down the road. Holds a nice steady RPM. You know, revs up like it's supposed to. Just a pleasure. And I mean, that engine runs like it's a bought one, brand new. So yeah, I hope you enjoy my walk around. As I say, you know, if you leave comments, I will reply to them. It's a pleasure having these motorcycles and riding them. You know, I'll put at least 500 miles on all the different motorcycles I have every year. Like I said, I like to make sure that there's gas through it, there's a charge. You know, the tires go down the road so they don't get flat spots on them from sitting so long. But yeah, like I said, if you have any comments, please leave them. And thanks for watching my videos. See ya.